Hey everybody, I'm Scott and I'm a deadhead.
And I'm Chris, and I'm a deadhead too.
And today we're going to be talking about what Chris considers a very underrated, overlooked show. And that particular concert is from the glorious year of 1977 and is Manor Downs in Austin, Texas on October 12th. And I'm going to let Chris do most of the talking today. So go for it, Chris.
I've got my notes. I'm ready to roll. Okay, so you've already put it on the third source here, and that's where we
Okay.
want to start. It's kind of a weird place, maybe, to start with the third source, which is the second set only. But this is an overlooked show, and this might be part of the reason, right? I mean, the soundboard probably wasn't out there, so they had
Yeah.
only the second set, and it was, as you said, sometimes if it's in Texas, how much is it? How much is a recording going to be shared?
Right.
So anyway, uh,
Especially because most of the deadheads at the time were in California or the Northeast, and hippies weren't welcome in the South. So.
Austin's a little bit different.
I know it is, but this is 77 Austin, not
Yeah,
21st century Austin. I don't
that's an
know how much
excellent
Austin
point
has
too.
changed over the years. I do not know the answer to that.
All
But
right.
it's
So
not that
anyway,
far from New Orleans.
let's get going. Go all the way to the top of the second set here. I just want you to listen to
The tuning.
part of the tuning. Yeah, because it's going to set the stage here. So let's see. Second set, right at the top. Go to about 1/3 of the way into this because it's about a minute and a half. We need about 30 seconds or so. Yep.
So could you people down there with that fire put it out? We don't want to fire the racetrack, please. Now you can dance, please. Thank you.
All right, he's telling them to put the fire out. You can pause it.
Yeah.
He's telling them to put the fire out because this is October. It's Austin, but a norther blew in, and it was about 50 degrees. And apparently, somebody had started a little fire to try to keep warm. And at some point, I think Phil, going into this at the end of the first set, he says something like "huddle together now to stay warm" or something like that before
Have
they
you ever been
leave
to
the
a
stage.
concert like that? I have to ask because I've been to at least two where it was. I saw Rat Dog in Richmond, Virginia, I think. This would have been like mid 90s. And it was so cold before that concert. And
I
it,
haven't been to
it
an
definitely
outside
impacted being there. And then
cold concert.
in
Nope.
I think 2010, I saw Pearl Jam at um, Manassas. I don't even know. It's a Jiffy Lube Center. I don't know what it's called now. And the show was originally going to be in D.C. at the Capitol or at the Verizon Center, and the Capitals made the playoffs, so they had to move the show because they were going to have a home playoff game the same night. And it's the only time I've seen Pearl Jam where I didn't think they were amazing. And I've joked ever since that I just kept expecting them to light their guitars on fire, not like Jimi Hendrix, but it was so freaking cold. So,
That's
all right.
funny.
Anyway, back to the Grateful Dead. Keep
All
going.
right, yeah. So it's Austin. The posters advertising the show. It was a skull with a cowboy hat, and you know, it's Texas. So Bobby does
Yep.
does two cowboy songs in this show. But I want to deal with the opener and closer first, and just kind of get it out of the way. Go back up to the first source, and we don't have to listen to it, but
Just
I've heard it
this.
said. I had someone said this to me. They said that the Grateful Dead is one of the greatest cover bands of all time. I don't know if you've ever
Who
had.
told you that?
So they cover Chuck
They are
Berry.
the greatest cover band of all time, I think. So,
They
and yes, I
cover
know
they
I
cover
told you
Chuck
that.
Berry in the opener with Promised Land and in the closer
Yeah.
with Johnny Be Good, and it's
Oh,
nice.
so
It's
it's
nice
bookended.
bookends. Yep, for this
Yeah.
show. And they're both solid. They're both solid 70s, and they're both solid 77 versions, which means they are really solid. All
Yeah.
right, so then we've got "They Love Each Other." From my wedding playlist how much I like this song.
Yep, I like
I
it
ended
too.
up for the wedding. I picked two February 26 shows. It was 73 and 77. Um,
Yeah.
but I digress. We can pick up
And I
one.
think I told you the other night, I have a tendency to prefer the faster versions from like 73. Not that the 77 ones are bad, but I really love those really quick versions of the song. It's just so happy. But okay, where do you want me to hit play?
Uh, the second D in Dead. So about where it was just then before on the other. Yep. Yeah. Let it play a little bit here.
Okay.
This really sets the tone for the night for me. Okay, this show is not Cornell, but it's solid, man. I don't even know how it has 29. I think it's like 29 votes on Heady Versions total for all songs combined. Which means Cornell has more from. I don't even know how many songs at Cornell. A lot of the songs at Cornell would have more than 29 votes, but
I'm pretty sure the Scarlet Fire has like 200 votes by itself. So that's funny.
All right, so this show also has some issues with the vocals. Sometimes they're really low in the mix.
Okay.
But go ahead. Me and My Uncle. It's the first of the two cowboy songs. Go to the E in Grateful. And we'll just listen for just a little bit. So unfortunately, by the end of the song, I feel like Bobby his vocals are so low you can barely hear him leaving his uncle's dead ass by the side of the road. But and then we go into Candyman, and Jerry's vocals are almost lost completely here.
Okay.
But it's the music is always there, and it's a shame that the vocals are kind of mostly. Missing here, but they're back by the end, and we go into Passenger, which is not one of my favorite songs or anything, but we can let's see where
I will tell you, possible show idea. Our picks for the most underrated or underplayed songs in the Dead catalog, and Passenger would be very near the top of my list. That is one that just was not around very long, and it's a rockin' little song. I mean, it's not Dark Star, but it is a good song.
Go to 3 minutes. Go to Passenger and go about 3 minutes in. I can't read it.
Shoot, now I got to listen to it.
3 minutes in. Come on. So Keith and Donna are on. I mean, Bobby and Donna are on with their vocals. I feel like they're on tonight. But listen to Keith starting right here, about 3 minutes. Listen to Keith.
Okay.
So from this end, it was hard to hear Keith in there. I recommend that you go.
I could hear it over here. I don't know if it's on the recording or not.
So hopefully, but you could. It's just lovely right in there.
It's almost like a little harpsichord sound.
Exactly. Yep. And Donna was on there. And by the way, you said at one point you mentioned that she did some backup for Elvis. And she backed Percy Sledge on When a Man Loves a Woman.
That I did not know.
Well, there you go. She could sing. She really could sing. And sometimes she would screech, but she could sing. All right.
I know I've mentioned this before, and some other time maybe we'll. Okay, here's an idea for a show. Moments that maybe weren't quite great from a band that was absolutely just the greatest live rock band of all time. I know there's one from '74. I think I know what show it is. It's Greatest Story Ever Told. And they are getting down, and she starts doing the yeah in the background, and I swear it sounds like someone has tied a cat to the stage and's going over it back and forth over its tail with a rocking chair. And I love the dig. I mean, obviously, I love the dig. And for decades, every time I hear that, I get hysterical because it is not good. And the band is just going off, and she starts doing it. My ex-wife, I'm divorced, and she would get so mad when we would listen to that because it wasn't like a little giggle. I mean, it's like euphoric laughter when I hear it because it's so terrible. But okay.
All right, Brown-Eyed Women.
I digress. I told you I was tired.
All right. All right, so go to 1 minute and 40 seconds into this song and listen to Jerry.
Which one? Brown Eyed Women?
Brown Eyed Women, yeah.
What?
A
140?
minute 40. I don't have a note about where that would be.
That was a pretty good guess.
Yeah. So we recently talked about Black Peter, right? And we agreed that neither of us has really gotten into Black Peter. In fact,
Yeah, I've always
I'll
liked
just
it,
say
but
one of us grossly underestimated how many times they played it in concert because we just don't get into it. And
I like the song, but for some reason, it turns out that the bulk of the shows I have watched over the years, they did not play it. So,
and the other thing is, I think, like this one, it's just so fun to sing along with, right? It snowed so hard that the roof caved in. It's like I love it. But Black Peter, it's like I don't even know what the words are. I mean, Jerry sounds tragic, and but I don't. If you asked me one line from Black Peter, I would be like, I got nothing.
Peter and Seed, here's the thing: I'm the one who underestimated it, and all of my friends came to see me last night. I was laying in my bed at night, and I know the song. I've heard it a million times. But for some reason, these shows that have really gotten into my eternal playlist don't feature a lot of Black Peters.
Huh.
That's why I so badly underestimated how many times it had been
I
played,
said one of us. You called yourself out. All right, but let's go to. So we have another cowboy song in there, but we can bypass El Paso. It's fine.
Okay.
It's Austin. Of course, they're going to do some cowboy songs. Friend of the Devil.
Yeah.
Pick up at about 2 minutes, and we're going to listen again for Keith here.
Okay.
And after Keith, then Jerry takes off. Don't stop it. I'm just going to talk over it just a little bit. I just wanted to mention this is the first song in this show to have any votes on Eddie version. Too far away from the router. So sorry, ladies and
I can
gentlemen.
hear you.
Yeah, the music is starting to get a little warped. All right, let's go to Lazy Lightning anyway. We've talked about this one before. I think that it's just not one that we've really gotten into. It has a whopping this version of Lazy Lightning Supplication has a whopping 3 votes on heady versions. Go to Lazy Lightning. Go to the second 7 and 77. I assume in the full date where
Okay.
it's 10, 12, 77, and
And I
we'll
will,
pick up there
before we
for
do
just a
this
little
one,
bit.
I would put this song. Really, it's probably more supplication, but it's sort of like China Rider or Scarlet Fire to me. They kind of go together, and you just can't separate them. But even though they weren't always played together, those. But Lazy Lightning and Supplication might be number 1 on my list of underrated songs. I think that I love some of the jams they would do on Supplication.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So you said the second 7.
The last part of the date there, just yep. So again, I feel like we're in solid 77.
Oh yeah.
Go to Supplication. Go under the G in Grateful. I'm gonna listen just a little bit to this one. And I just have to mention there's a comment on heady versions by someone that goes by Grendel, and that person said, "Digging this show, Fall 77 is just my favorite month-year combo ever." So fall is apparently a month. Go ahead, you can hit play.
But
But Grendel, I can totally dig that comment because my condition of sobriety, let's say, when I'm making comments on heady versions, is somewhat suspect at times. So, all right, so Deal. Let's go to Deal, and this is this 5181? No, this is not 5181, but it's a simple little deal from 77. It's a version that I would just go with maybe Smokes. 1 minute and 20 seconds in, we'll listen just a little bit.
here we go.
Yeah, man, don't let that deal go down. All right, go towards the end of it here.
Okay.
I can't read my own note, but I want to just pick up. I just want to pick up Phil's comment right at the end of the first set here.
Okay. I don't know how much empty space is in here. That wasn't
Good.
too bad of a guess.
We're going to take a short break, and you can too.
Y'all make sure you're huddled together to keep warm now.
Apparently, it was a cold night, or at least it was
That's
cold
funny.
enough and windy enough that they were uncomfortable in
So
Austin that night.
okay, one more little anecdote. The first time I saw the Rolling Stones was in like 1997. It was at Vanderbilt Stadium in Nashville, and we were pretty close to the stage to the side, and it was in the fall, and it was the same thing where it was beautiful during the day, but as the show went on, it started to get cooler and cooler and cooler. And by the end, we were pretty cold. And I can't remember, I think it was Brown Sugar, whatever the last song they played was. While they were playing it, they had these massive flamethrowers shoot flames like 100 feet in the air behind the stage. And after that, we weren't cold anymore. So it like
That's
warmed up
funny.
everybody at the stadium, so which was nice. But all right, so now what?
Samson and Delilah. Another one I've never really gotten into, but they come out rip roaring. They hit this second set.
Remind me,
Right,
I've got a version from '76. You need to hear that. I'll prove your opinion of this one. So
and this Samson and Delilah has. I'm holding up one finger, but it's actually two
Oh.
votes. Two votes. Go ahead and start it right from the get go there, and
Okay.
just a little bit.
okay, yeah, I've got a version from '76. You need to listen to.
And I would say the second set's stronger here. So the odd recording that was out there was the better set. But isn't the second set usually better?
I personally would say yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I always thought the first set was the short warm up songs, and the second set was where they really created their magic.
Right.
Not that I wouldn't
That was where
gladly
the-
relive
that-
every
that-
first set they ever played, but
Second set was for exploration.
yes.
All right. After this, we're going to get Tennessee Jed. Another big two votes for Tennessee Jed.
From the beginning again, or
Let's see. So, oh yeah. So my note is, yeah, that show that you kind of like, the 5372 show, the best that has the best Tennessee Jed, or that has the most votes on Heady versions.
yeah. I'd have to go back and check. I don't think it's the one on Europe '72, but it might be actually. I can't remember now.
But
So.
this one, two votes. All right. So go to the end of the blue 77 bar on Tennessee Jed, and we're going to listen for about 30 seconds, and hopefully you'll get the point here. I don't know. Jerry was doing his best to keep him warm, I think. So that's a little nugget from this show right there. It's not. I don't think it's the biggest nugget, but
Yeah, no.
but it's nice. I like that Tennessee Jed. All right, so estimated profit. Aren't all the 77 estimated profits the best one that you've ever heard while you're listening to them? I think so. I love the 77 estimated profits.
They're the second best. I can't help it. I love the one on Dick's Picks 5. December 26, 1979. That one. The jam in the middle of that one is amazing. So, I mean, they just go nuts. So,
I
but
love the
again,
77s.
well, I'm pretty sure I'm
But now,
outvoted.
of course, after the show here, I'm going to be like 70. What was it? 79?
12, 26, 79.
Oh
And then they
yeah.
play a really great other one a little bit later, too. So,
All right. So let's see. Where the heck was I? Go to estimated.
yeah.
Go under the 77 in the 10 12 77 date there, and we'll listen just a little bit. All right. As much as I'd like to just sit here and listen to this, people are going to be like, "Okay, we can go to the website ourselves and listen to it a lot cleaner than this." All right. So I want to go to about, I guess it's about 8. Nope. Stay in. Where
Sorry,
the heck are we?
my finger got a little trigger happy.
All right. Estimated profit about a minute before the end is where I want to be, and maybe a little bit before that, even like maybe. All right. Listen. Now,
So,
I've already admitted I'm not a musician, but right in there, I hear like 2 notes that feel like Jerry is saying, "We're going, he's gone next," and we're gonna go right into he's gone.
yeah, and it sounded like maybe Bobby almost tried to say, "Nope, we're doing trucking," which they do a little bit later. So that's
Yes. Yep. But and
Very
yeah, we're gonna
interesting.
get to that transition in trucking, but we'll just let this play for another 30 seconds or so, and we'll hear it go into he's gone.
Oh man.
Bobby might have said trucking, but estimated profit is a Bobby song. It's Jerry's.
I still heard a few little notes that sounded like the beginning of trucking.
I don't doubt it. I had gotten so stuck on some of the earlier stuff that I would hear somebody yelling, for a Bobby song like after a Bobby song they would be yelling for a Bobby song, and I'd be like, "Come on, man, they're not going to do that." And then later on, they would do that more often. All right. And this is a nice he's gone. We go into drums. I'm going to skip the drums entirely. I'd sent you a text at some point. Listen to the other one and be prepared to give your opinion. And I know we're recording maybe kind of spur of the moment, so I don't know if you've listened to it.
I have not. I don't. I've been so busy. I honestly don't remember if I listened to it or not. I know I listened to the Black Peter Truck and Nobody's Fault. I did not listen to Iko Iko. So I do not remember if I went back and listened to it or not. Holy cow. And if anyone's watching this, I am 100% sober. Right now, I'm just really tired.
Well, you can see my beard. I'm not 100%, but I'm mostly here. Come on, man.
I'm here, and I'm actually enjoying some of the mellower songs tonight. And I do. If you talk to me a lot about the Dead, I really enjoy the more rockin' stuff. I tend to gravitate more towards that, like the other one or Sugar Magnolia. I do listen to Dark Star a lot, or I love the 11. But tonight, I am enjoying the slow "They Love Each Other" and the slow "Friend of the Devil."
All right,
I
well,
mean,
click on the other one, and we'll go right from the roll here,
okay.
and just listen to a little bit.
Actually, I think I did listen to this. So okay.
So is it 213.70? No. Is it
No, but it's pretty-
5270? No. But it's 1977, and they didn't play too many bad songs in 1977.
They were pretty consistently on fire.
All right. The next song is the one that I think is the nugget from this show.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait a second. All right, and I know you love the Black Peter. Okay.
Yeah, this Black Peter is the nugget from this show as far as I'm concerned. And we're going to go deep into it because I want to get Jerry's outro. So go about 9 minutes into this. It's a long one. Yep. Go back a little bit.
Okay.
Go to about 9 minutes, and we're going to enjoy Jerry's outro, and then enjoy the beginning of Truckin'. So we'll have to advance at some point here. I'll cut it off. This is so nice.
That's fine, and I did. So what happened when I listened to this is I listened to Black Peter and Truckin', and I enjoyed Truckin' so much that I then had to go listen to like 10 different versions of that song.
It would be another 2 minutes to listen to it through. So to advance towards the end there, maybe under the 1 or so in the 17.
Did you want me to let it keep playing? Sorry.
I do, but I was saying that would be another 2 minutes. So go beneath the 1 in the 1317, the second one in the 1317.
Okay. Yeah.
And let's just listen to it go into Truckin', and then we'll move on.
Oh, I guess it would help if I hit play.
Yeah. All right, pause it for just a second. I forgot to mention So at the beginning of Truckin', it has what I assume is an odd patch. Um,
Oh
uh,
yeah, it does.
Around 10 to 30 seconds, where you can really hear
Yeah,
the
it
crowd
does.
just absolutely going nuts, and it's just awesome. So go ahead
Yes.
and let it play. But I just had to mention the odd
Okay.
patch.
Yeah, it does have that, and it's interesting because the crowd is pretty hard to hear. I think on this tape on the
Yes.
soundboard.
Yep.
So compared to some shows where you can still hear them cheering in the background, but then you get that audience patch and you can tell they're really having a good time.
And a rowdy crowd is better than a polite crowd.
Oh, I love
A
when the
wise
crowd's
person once
crazy.
said that to me. And the patch somehow sounds better. It's like- because all of a sudden there's all this energy.
Yeah.
And then it goes back, and you can't really hear the crowd again. But that's actually that's a nice little patch just to pick that up, you know.
Yep. I would give anything if we could get something like that for those first little bit of St. Stephen on Harper College.
All right. Advanced pretty far into this, about 7 minutes into this, and it's 8 minutes there, so most of the way through this go to about 7 minutes. It goes back into like an odd patch here. And then at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, you're gonna hear what's coming. Yeah, we're going back into like an odd patch. All of a sudden the crowd's
Yeah. It's. Oh. Did I just lose you? Oh, I thought I'd lost you.
Nope, I just lost the trucking. That's what I lost.
Yeah, because I thought you were gone.
So you get a little hint of where they're going, right? And the crowd responds. Probably like the 10% of the crowd that recognizes what's going on.
So.
All right, so the Black Peter is I feel like the Jerry Nugget. But the Jerry Nugget, the Black Peter is the Jerry Nugget, but the Nobody's Fault But Mine is the, oh my God, they're playing Nobody's Fault But Mine tonight, you know? It's like I'm out here, I'm in the cold, I'm
At least they're
totally
playing
totally
something
pumped
I'm
about
not
being
gonna
here at
hear
the
too
Grateful
many Dead
Dead
shows.
show, but I'm freezing my butt off. But now they're playing Nobody's Fault But Mine, and they hadn't played it in like 3 years, man. They hadn't
Yeah, I
played it
think they haven't
since
played it
7/29/74.
Oh, I was thinking they played it in the October Wonderland run, but I knew it's 74, yeah.
Yep.
And I said a little while ago that for whatever reason, chance or whatever, that not a lot of the shows I listen to frequently feature Black Peter. I have no idea why, but I have noticed that an unusually large number of shows in my frequent playlist feature either Nobody's Fault But Mine or Nobody's Jam. And that's not why I listen to the show, but for some reason, the nights I really enjoy, that is what they felt like playing at some point during the evening. So
they play it here. They haven't played it since
Right.
74. They won't play it again for another year and a half.
yeah,
And it's like, so what goes through my mind is, how do they play it here? How many times did they practice this song in the recent,
yeah.
recently leading up to this show, or did they just like break it out completely unprepared?
Like was it? Yeah, it just.
I have no
we're
idea.
playing this now, and I don't know.
But
Who knows?
it's Nobody's Fault But Mine, and I'm just like, yes. And then we can go to the end of Nobody's Fault and into Iko Iko. And of course, I assume this is the third ever Iko Iko. And of course, when I hear it, I'm not a musician. I'm thinking Not Fade Away.
Yeah.
And then it's Iko Iko. So it's the third ever, and I think there are 4 versions they played in '77. If I remember, this is the only one that doesn't have any votes on Hetty versions, I think. So if you're one of those people that loves to put stuff on Hetty versions, be the first one to put something up.
Here's your chance.
I think this is it. Wait a second, I need to do that. Got to stop myself from singing. All right, in the interest of time, Sugar Magnolia. Okay. This is a great version. It's deserving of more than the 3 votes that it has on Hetty versions. I don't know.
I think I did listen to this.
This show, I love this show. So I've told you, Scott, of course, but for our 50 or so consistent viewers, I went through all the shows in '77, right in order. Went through all of them, and somehow this one just jumped out at me. That was the first time through '77, and then more recently I was going through '77 again, and I went on. Unfortunately, I was taking notes on every show. I was taking notes. I was like, I am going to figure the '77 out. I'm going to figure out the best show of '77 and make sure that it's Cornell or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was taking notes on every show in '77. I was up through like somewhere in like June, and then I went on a road trip, and so I was listening and unable to take notes because I was driving. And then I got to the Manor Downs show, and I was like, forget it. And I just kept listening to the Manor Downs show over and over again.
I remember that, yeah.
So,
because you were giving me updates as you were going through the year. And then it was funny because the first time you did it, you would when you would get to a show, you would get stuck on it and listen to it for a little bit and then move on. And it would be funny when I knew you'd found one you really liked because it wouldn't change for like a week. And then you'd be like, "Oh yeah, now I'm like
go
3
to
shows down
Sugar
the line."
Magnolia, and we're going to go about halfway, a little bit better than halfway through. I think my note says 5 minutes and 50 seconds or so. Sugar Magnolia.
So anyone watching, I will tell you, I happen to believe that Sugar Magnolia, I would not pick it as my favorite Dead song, but I happen to think that it is arguably the greatest live rock and roll song ever recorded, ever written. The lyrics are fun. It's just a happy song. You always have the killer jam before Sunshine Daydream, then you get Sunshine Daydream. I just absolutely love this song. So it kind of.
I'm going to get to that in just a second. 5 minutes and 50 seconds into Sugar Magnolia. Let's go.
Darn it. Okay. This is hurting me.
So when I listened to this version again to do some notes about this show, I had to Google. Listen, it's coming up. I'll just let it play. All right, so that was 6 minutes and about, I have my notes say 18 seconds, maybe it was 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I remember you texting me about this one.
Yeah. So now we
I
just
would
wait.
have guessed.
And we just wait. And we wait.
I would have guessed that the average wait was longer than 6 seconds.
6.8 seconds.
I would have guessed it was longer than 7 seconds.
But a quick Google search told me that the average break was 6.8 seconds between the two. This was about 20. This is about 20 seconds. So it's on the long end here.
And whoever took the time to sit down and time every pause between the jam at the end of the song and Sunshine Daydream, thank you, because that turned out to be pertinent information.
And it's a good show, and it's a solid 77 version of Sugar Magnolia and Sunshine Daydream. Since there was a 20-second break, you might want to say that this is 2 songs here. And then, like I said, they go back.
Dead Bass does sometimes when they would split the song and, like open a set with Sugar Magnolia and then close it with Sunshine Daydream, but that is listed as a separate song in Dead Bass.
Okay.
At least my old version of Dead Bass.
I didn't check that. I'll look into it. And eventually we get to Johnny Be Good here, the back end of the bookends. And it was a cold night, and I think maybe you said something about somebody said, we play more except our fingers or can't feel our fingers or fingers are frozen or something. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it in any of these recordings. So maybe it's out there somewhere.
I don't remember. I know, at the Veneta show, 72, they keep talking the whole time about how hot it is and how they have to keep stopping to retune their guitars because of the heat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. It's simply a highlight of their careers. Lost amongst the wealth, that is 77. There are so many good shows in 77. Is this the best? I don't think so. But this one is definitely overlooked. It is solid from beginning to end. They're still tearing it up here. Sugar Magnolia.
I do love it. Man, I love that song.
Sunshine Daydream.
Good stuff.
Yes, he is. All right, man. I'm going to end it right there. We don't have to listen to the Johnny Be Good.
Okay.
They're an excellent cover band, and it's a good Johnny Be Good. It's a solid 77. So
Yes.
So go out there and listen. Go to re-listen and listen to that show. And then maybe talk it up on Heady Versions if you are inclined.
Yeah. Next week, I haven't looked. I've got a show in mind that I think is an overlooked nugget also. So from a little bit earlier. So.
Well, this one went long, ladies and gentlemen, as they often do.
How long is it? I don't even know what time we started.
I don't know what time we started, but I know I haven't eaten dinner yet. It's been at least 40 or 50 minutes, I think. Unfortunately, the way I'm doing it, I can't see the time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, yeah, there it is. 50 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, all right, so we'll only get like 20 views on this one. Oh, well.
But we love each and every one of you.
That's right, we do. All right, I'm going to stop it there.
Great.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.